The next candidate is Roxanne McDonald. So, hello, Ms. McDonald. You know the process, I think, but I should state this so that everyone else knows it. You have a total of 15 minutes. We will go around and ask questions. All of us will ask questions. And then if there is time remaining in the 15 minutes, you can say, make a closing statement, so you'll understand that. So I will start. The opening question is, why are you interested in serving on the Board of Trustees at this time? Do you have the time and commitment to serve on both the P12 and the HFC boards?
Well, at this time, I think it's very important because this will be a very short term. It's going to be a less than 18-month term. And I've proven that I have the time and the commitment and the dedication to serve on both boards. I've done it for 5 years. And primarily, I'm interested because I absolutely am passionate about education. And not just education in general, about public education. And anyone that knows me knows that for a fact, that public education is the foundation of what's made this country great. And I think it is so important that we have to have the opportunity for every student to have an outstanding education. And I'm very proud of what this district has done to make that happen. And we are in charge of the next generation. And I think that we really have to ensure that they're prepared for the future. And one thing that really bothers me, especially in this day and age, is that there's an attack on public education. And I think the best way for us to combat that is to be a successful district and for our students to be the most prepared and the most just well-rounded and ready to tackle the world. So, thank you.
What specific skills and qualifications do you believe that you'd be able to bring to the board?
Okay, well, I have a lot of skills, and one is, of course, you know that I have served on this board for 5 years. Recently, I've only been off the board for approximately 6 months. But serving on the board gave me just a foundation of knowledge. I know how the board works. I know how we work in conjunction with the college. The skills that I have is my integrity. I am prepared and professional always. I present myself, I think, very, very well. I'm dedicated, like I mentioned before. And I've also actually had the training that is provided by the MASB. I am a certified school board member. I've had all the training for that. I've also had additional training in professional development. They train you in a lot of different areas, including advocacy and technology and school law, and I mean, there's just a wide variety of things that you can be trained on. And I've taken many, many courses that were given by the MASB, as well as also the Michigan Association of Community Colleges, MACC, MCCA. I always get that backwards. Anyway, and then I've also gone to some national and state level conventions, and I've gotten a lot of knowledge. And I've done my homework. I've studied, I've been engaged, I've been involved, and I have done a lot of research on public education and innovative education that is coming out.
How do you see the role and responsibility of a member of the Board of Trustees?
Okay. Well, the Board of Trustees has two employees. That is the superintendent and the college president. And what the board is charged with doing is the success of our students and also being good stewards of the public funds. So how we do that as a board is, because we have the two employees, we are responsible with evaluating them and making sure that the administration is held accountable for the things that will make this district great. And how you do that is because of our two employees, we also evaluate them, and so we can align their goals with the strategic plan of the district. And by doing that and making sure that they accomplish those goals, it ensures that basically the whole district's rowing in the same direction and towards the same goal. Now, I'm going to add just a little bit to that. I just thought of it is not the board's purpose to be involved in day-to-day operations, but I know because we are involved with the community, and the community is the one who has put us on the board, or put you on the board, the community will often contact board members and say, I have an issue, or I have a problem, or, some circumstances that they'd like addressed. Well, when that's the case, like I said, it's not the duty of the board to get involved in day-to-day operations, but it is, I believe, the duty of the board to help navigate them through a sometimes confusing system and let them know where they can get information, or who can help them with this, or go up the chain of command, start with a teacher, have you talk to this person, to get that problem resolved. And then thank them for bringing it to your attention, and then follow up and make sure that it was handled and they did get some kind of resolution.
How do you envision becoming a productive contributing member of the existing governance team, 6 current board trustees and the superintendent college president?
I don't have to envision it, I have. And, it's hard for me to toot my own horn, but I have to tell you that I served on this board, and I truly believe I did an exceptional job. When I was on the board, I was engaged, I was involved. I went to events, whether they be on the school level, community events. I rarely missed a meeting, and I think if I did, I was in the hospital, I was at a wedding out of state, those kind of things, or at a convention related to the board. So I know that I have a lot to contribute. I have worked with many of you before, and I think that it is a good team. We can bounce ideas off of each other. We can get good feedback. We don't always agree, but when we don't, we can share ideas respectfully and come up with really good, positive solutions. So there's no question that I have been an asset to this board and to this district, and I'd like to serve again.
Given that both Dearborn Public Schools and Henry Ford College share a common board of trustees, what unique challenges and/or opportunities do you believe are created by this relationship? The second part of the question is, how do you see the two institutions collaborating on behalf of the students and the community?
Okay. There has been some talk, and some board members in the past have really thought that the two boards created a conflict of interest. I never felt that way. It can be difficult because there are two different institutions, and sometimes there may be different things that they're dealing with. But at the same time, the board itself, any individual member of the board, does not have any power. The power of the governance board is when they're all together in a meeting and they're making motions and voting on things. So that's when the board actually has power. So when you are in that meeting, you know which hat you're wearing. You know what direction or who you're representing at that particular time. So as far as a conflict of interest, I never saw it that way. I do, however, absolutely believe with all of my heart that we are in a position that's unique, and we have an opportunity to really do great things because of the way that the governance board is set up. The board is sort of the bridge between the two institutions. And in a lot of ways, it helps the collaboration between the two institutions, the executive board, teachers, other personnel in both institutions, work together and come up with ideas. It also gives us quite the opportunity to make education seamless, which I think is vital in these days. I really do. We are now a P16 district, and that gives us the opportunity to see where our students are. We can help them. We know what's expected of them when they get to HFC, and we can help bridge any gaps that there may be in their education all the way through. We never do it perfectly. There's always room for improvement, but I think that really helps it be a seamless education for our students. And then we also have the different programs that we can do with the Collegiate Academy and the early college, dual enrollment. The collaboration there between the two entities is wonderful, and it's very helpful for our students. But I'd like to go a little bit further than that, not just the collaboration between the two, the college and the district, but also the opportunity to collaborate. And we do this, I think we can always do it better, though, with the city and industry, the city and industry, and other areas of the city. I think that we can really expand on the collaborative efforts that we have there for our students.
So as you know, you have 4 minutes and 45 seconds.
I see that.
And you can make a closing statement now if you'd like.
Okay, I would. Like I said, I do believe that I am uniquely qualified to fill this short position. It's a short position, like I said, it's 18 months, and in that 18 months, there really is, the board's going to be charged with doing some really important things. We are going to be in a president search for the college. I have served on the committee that did a president search before. That takes a tremendous amount of effort, and it takes a lot of devotion and dedication. It takes time. So I am ready to right away jump in with both feet. I understand the district. I understand the job and what it entails. I understand the community. I've been involved in the community for many years prior to becoming on the school board. I served as a member of the executive board of the PTA council, and also in my local unit as a president of that PTA. And I've been involved in Dearborn Goodfellows. One thing I want to say is my dedication to the district hasn't stopped. I am still involved. You see me at different places. The college, I have just a love for the college and the district. I still do. I started a few years ago doing reviews for scholarship reviews at the college level. And I'm still doing that this day. We just had our reviews for the college. I'm also on the committee that does the Women's Recognition Luncheon because I really believe in that. And we just had our Veterans Day events at the P12. And veterans are, all of you know that they're near and dear to my heart, and it's a big part of my passion as well. So I went to the Veterans Day events. I unfortunately wasn't feeling good, so I missed one, but there's no question of my dedication to this Dearborn, this community and this district, and no question that I would do an outstanding job. You don't have to envision what I'll do. You don't have to rely on a 5-minute or a 15-minute interview or the papers that you've been given. I have a track record, and I've worked with most of you in one capacity or another, and you know my dedication to the students, and you know that I'm all about student success. I don't have an agenda. I don't have anything in my heart other than making sure that this district is thriving and our students are succeeding, and that we're responsible with the taxpayer dollars and everything that we've been given.
Okay, thank you very much for your
Thank you.
interest in the vacant board seat. Thank you for coming here tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, so we are now scheduled to take a 15-minute break. Is it 15-minute, 5-minute, 5-minute break? So we'll be back in 5 minutes. So if people want to get up and
Stretch your legs.
stretch your legs,
Get up on-
we have 5 minutes, and then we will.